Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful Friday, October 25 recap. Hope and Carter busted Liam wants to grow old with X. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Friday, October 25 reveals that Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, made a strong pitch for how they could help Forrester Creations reach its full potential. That meant playing the long game and becoming a leader in the global luxury market. Carter talked about expanding to cosmetics, fragrances, leather goods, and more. It was all essentially fashion according to Carter, who felt like they could make Forrester even more of a household name. Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Myth-Thinswood, Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, and Eric Forrester, John McCook, remained cautious since what Carter was proposing would mean a lot of mergers and acquisitions, which also meant risks and debts. Nevertheless, Carter defended the use of investors and loans before offering up his own money to prove just how much faith he had in his vision. Carter also suggested reaching out to their friends at Jabot to work on that cosmetic expansion he mentioned. However, Carter eventually brought things back to Hope for the future and how they needed to invest even more in Hope Logan's Annika Noel line. Zend Forrester Dominguez, Delon de Metz, was fired up about Carter's ideas and found them very exciting. Hope and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, were excited as well, but Eric ultimately said that they'd get back to Carter on this. After Hope and Carter left, Eric acknowledged that it'd take a lot of capital to do what Carter was proposing. Brooke saw the potential for them to be one of the most impressive luxury conglomerates in the world, and praised Carter's input. Despite all Carter's updates and positive news, Steffi felt that he was wrong about one thing, and that was Hope for the future. In the design office, Carter insisted that Hope had given him the confidence boost to make the pitch he'd been working on for so long. When Carter stared into Hope's eyes, he felt like he could do anything. After Carter hyped up Hope's belief in him, Hope said he could share anything with her. The clothes started coming off, so it wasn't long until shirtless Carter had Hope unbuttoned on the desk. Hope urged Carter to lock the door, but it was too late since a horrified Brooke walked in on the passionate moment. It left Brooke wondering what Hope was doing as she tried to wrap her head around the sight of the pair together. Next on Friday's B&B episode, Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, told Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, that Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, sort of forgave him when he admitted the beautiful women at Forrester were a big reason for working there. Liam couldn't get Hope out of his head, but Will suggested his brother should think less and do more. Deep down, Liam always knew that he wanted to grow old with Hope, and now he understood that the only hope for his future was Hope. Will assured Liam that he was pulling for him, but he hoped that some other guy didn't come along and beat Liam to it. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Liam won't give up on his reunion dream just yet, so we'll bring you more predictions on his romantic plans. On the Friday, October 25 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, the drama between Hope, Carter, and Liam reached new heights, setting the stage for a weekend of reflection and shocking revelations. In typical B&B style, the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles became the backdrop for one of the most tangled love triangles in recent memory. Hope and Carter busted. The episode began with a bang as Hope and Carter found themselves in a precarious position. The pair had been growing closer over the past few weeks, often meeting in secret under the guise of business discussions. Their connection was undeniable, a fiery spark that had grown from shared values and countless hours working together on the Hope for the Future line. However, both had tried to brush off their chemistry as platonic, each unwilling to face the deeper attraction simmering below the surface. But on this fateful Friday, the slow burn came to a crashing halt. Carter had invited Hope to his penthouse to go over final designs for the line, but one glass of wine turned into two, and talk of business quickly shifted to matters of the heart. They shared stories, dreams, and vulnerabilities, each revealing pieces of themselves rarely exposed. As Hope spoke about her strained relationship with Liam, Carter found himself drawn to her even more, admiring her strength and resilience. As the tension in the room built, Hope hesitated, clearly battling with herself. But the momentary struggle vanished when Carter reached out, taking her hand and pulling her into an unexpected, passionate kiss. Their lips met, and for a brief moment, Hope let go of everything weighing her down, lost in Carter's warmth and steady presence. However, fate had other plans. Just as they were pulled into each other's embrace, the door swung open, revealing a shocked figure. There, framed in the doorway, was none other than Thomas, whose wide eyes took in the scene before him. For a moment, silence blanketed the room, the tension nearly suffocating. Carter stepped back from Hope, his face pale, while Hope's gaze darted from Thomas to Carter, panic flashing in her eyes. "What's going on here?" Thomas demanded, his voice low and accusing. He had always been protective of Hope, but lately he'd harbored his suspicions about her closeness with Carter. Seeing it unfold before him only seemed to confirm his fears. Hope tried to explain, stumbling over her words as she insisted it was a moment of weakness, and that nothing really happened. But Thomas wasn't buying it. "Nothing happened," he scoffed, crossing his arms. "It looked like a lot more than nothing to me." Carter attempted to step in, his voice calm and even. "Thomas, you don't understand. This is between Hope and me. We never intended to hurt anyone." But his words only fanned the flames of Thomas's anger. "Unbelievable," Thomas muttered, shaking his head. "Hope, do you even realize what you're doing? Liam's at home, probably worrying about you right now, and you're here with Carter." With that, he stormed out, leaving Hope and Carter reeling in his wake. Liam's declaration. Meanwhile, at the Spencer residence, Liam was deep in thought, memories of his relationship with Hope flooding his mind. Despite the recent turbulence, his love for her remained steadfast. He thought back to the early days of their romance, to the promises they'd made to each other. Somewhere along the way, the lines had blurred and insecurities had crept in, but he was determined to find a way back to the bond they once shared. Just then, Steffi walked in, sensing the weight of Liam's thoughts. She had always been able to read him like an open book, and she'd seen the strain between him and Hope growing over the past few weeks. Though she and Liam shared a complicated history, she genuinely cared for his happiness. "Penny for your thoughts?" Steffi asked softly, sitting beside him on the couch. Liam sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I don't know, Steffi. Lately, it feels like Hope is slipping away from me. I know we have our problems, but I love her. I want to grow old with her." A pang of sadness flashed across Steffi's face, though she quickly masked it. Liam's words hit close to home. She had once imagined a future with him, but now her priority was simply his happiness, even if it was with someone else. "Liam, I know you love her, but love isn't always enough. Relationships are complicated, and sometimes we have to let go of the idea of how we thought things would be." Her words were gentle but carried a hint of truth Liam wasn't ready to accept. "Maybe," he murmured, "but I can't give up yet. Hope is everything to me. I want us to work. I want to be the man she can count on, the one she chooses at the end of the day." Steffi nodded, her expression softening as she placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Then fight for her, Liam. But just remember, if things don't work out the way you hope, you still have people who care about you, who will always be there for you." Liam gave her a small smile, grateful for her support. He resolved to fight for his relationship with Hope, no matter what obstacles lay ahead. A moment of reflection. Back at Carter's penthouse, Hope and Carter were still reeling from Thomas's discovery. The reality of what had happened, and what it could mean, was sinking in. Hope felt torn, guilt gnawing at her as she thought of Liam. She had always prided herself on being loyal and steadfast, yet here she was, caught in a moment that could change everything. Maybe this was a mistake, she murmured, her voice barely audible. Carter's face fell, though he tried to hide it. Hope, I don't regret what happened between us. But I understand if you're feeling conflicted. This wasn't planned. It just happened. Hope nodded, her gaze distant. She cared for Carter deeply, but her heart belonged to Liam. Yet something had shifted in her, something she couldn't ignore. The tension between her loyalty to Liam and her undeniable chemistry with Carter weighed heavily on her mind, leaving her uncertain of the path forward. The weekend ahead. As the episode came to a close, each character was left with more questions than answers. Hope and Carter's budding relationship, though now exposed, was far from resolved. Thomas's knowledge of their secret could spell disaster, and Liam's renewed commitment to Hope only complicated matters further. In true bold and the beautiful fashion, Friday's episode left viewers on the edge of their seats, wondering how this tangled web of love, loyalty, and betrayal would unravel. Would Hope find a way to salvage her marriage, or would her connection with Carter prove too strong to deny? And as Liam clung to memories of their love, could he truly accept Hope's changing heart? The weekend promised time for reflection, but come Monday, each of them would be forced to confront the truth, whatever it may be.